As you know, the Burmese python is a species of significant concern in the region. It's amongst the largest species of snakes in the world, and it's firmly established itself throughout much of South Florida. Although the full magnitude of its impacts are still poorly understood and poorly quantified, there can be little doubt that those impacts are significant. During the brief time that I have here with you this morning, I'd like to emphasize 2 points. First, you all know that the problems associated with the Burmese pythons are alarming, and efforts to address those problems are critical. But I urge you not to forget that the Burmese python is just the tip of a very large iceberg, and one of a very large number of invasive and exotic species that have made their way into Florida. Nearly 500 species of non-native fish and wildlife have been observed in Florida, and a very significant number of these have become established. In addition to the Burmese python, it's recently been documented that Florida is home to more exotic species of amphibians and reptiles than anywhere else in the world, with 137 species of exotic reptiles and amphibians having established themselves in Florida. It's a staggering number, and the number is increasing. It's been estimated that there are around 1,000 species of non-native insects in the state, and over 1,000 species of exotic plants. These species are costly to us both ecologically and economically. Economically, it's been estimated that exotic species cost Floridians $500 million annually in impacts to our agricultural systems, natural resources, and urban environments. Hundreds of millions of dollars that come directly out of our pockets and our state's prosperity. Ecologically, the impact of exotic species is also staggering. My second and final point, I want to emphasize that a robust understanding of the ecology and biology of exotic species is absolutely essential to crafting solutions to exotic species issues. This understanding is built on both fundamental and applied research, the type of research that's conducted here at Fort Lauderdale Research and Education Center that's hosting its open house today, as well as other research facilities from the University of Florida and other universities across the state, and in addition, facilities managed by our state and federal partners, including FWC, the South Florida Water Management District, USGS, the National Park Service, and others.
First of all, I'd like to welcome all the Python Challenge, all of the hunters, all the media. Also would like to thank all our sponsors and all our partners that has made this come true. And I would also like to thank our governor for his leadership and supporting the challenge that we have here in our Florida Everglades, one of the natural wonders of the world. And I would also like to recognize again Rodney Beretta, our chairman for many, many years. It certainly taught me an awful lot. Thank you, Rodney, for everything. And thank my staff that has put this great event together. You know, I was at the Everglades Coalition last night, which is all the environmental groups, all the stakeholders, and all the conservationists that have been behind Everglades restoration. And I was with the Secretary of the Interior, Ken Salazar. And he even brought up the point last night. You know, Everglades restoration is the largest restoration in the history of the world. And then he brought up the point of this challenge that we have, which is so important when you have an invasive species that's capable of eating everything in our natural environment. And I would believe one day, as a Gladesman that's been in this environment for 65 years, that this is a very important challenge. And you know, I see this as an environmental hunt. This is where the public can participate in saving one of the natural wonders of the whole world. You know, a little bit of history about the Everglades. My family's been here 170 years. And I was very, very humbled to say that I was raised in the Gladesman's culture by a grandfather that was a game warden. And know every square inch of this environment. And when you go back, when I entered the Everglades right after World War II and just before the boom in Florida, we didn't have these kind of problems. So I'm really honored to be here today in full support, and I compliment the public. I thank the media for being here to bring public awareness, and I thank all of the hunters that will participate in an environmental hunt to save our beautiful Everglades. You know, I want to give a few ideas in regards to the success of the hunt. You know, whenever you hunt something, it's important that weather conditions favor you. This is going to be an extremely difficult hunt. The python is an animal that really, in contrast, is very difficult to see. I think the success of this hunt will come about through my experience as an experienced gladesman. Based upon cold weather, success will come greater. And in order to give some ideas to our stakeholders here, if we get some cold weather, these snakes really come up. They don't like cold water. They come up on high ground. Hunting the levees will be more successful. Hunting the deer islands, which are Indian mounds built 10 to 14,000 years ago by the Glades One Indians, these snakes will come up on high ground to regenerate energy from cold water. So let's hope we get some good weather. This is a tremendous challenge to all of the participants that are involved in this hunt. This is a very difficult hunt. And you know, we've passed a lot of regulation and a lot of rules, and I compliment our legislators in the state and at the federal level for a lot of rules that's been placed. In my experience now, it's boots on the ground. And I'm very proud to be a part of this exciting environmental hunt. I will say that the FWC and its law enforcement, and I communicated with our sheriff here locally in Broward County, which has a certain amount of safety precaution to bring additional safety for this hunt to our general public, that we will be at the highest level of safety for the public that is venturing into the Everglades for trying to bring this invasive species under control. So I thank everybody, and I thank our hunters and our stakeholders and our conservationists and our environmentalists for being a part of saving our beautiful Everglades, one of the natural wonders of the world. And if you get lost out there, give me a call. I'll come find you. Thank you.